God morning, guys. April 13th. My throat hurts so bad. So let's be quiet, let's be calm, and let's be godly. Huh? Yeah, God calling gentle with all. Gentle on my throat. Love and laugh. Make your world the happier for your being in it. Love and rejoice on the gray days. There are wilderness days for my disciples as well as mountains of transfiguration. But on both it is duty, persistently, faithfully done that tells. Be gentle with all. Try to see the heart I see, to know the pain and difficulty of the other life. I'm sorry, I hear movement around me and I'm scared. It's alright, I got God with me, we're chill. Be gentle with all. Try to see the heart I see, to know the pain and difficulty of the other life. Life that I know. Try before you interview anyone or speak to anyone to ask me to act as interpreter between you two. Just live in the spirit of prayer and speaking to me. You find soul rest, simple tasks, faithfully done and persisted in. Bring their own reward and are mosaics being laid in a pavement of success. Welcome all who come here. I love you. That's a beautiful statement. So God is literally saying right here to be, like the title of it, be gentle with all. And there's only one true way to do that, and that is to speak through, is to allow God to speak through you, to just be a vessel for Jesus, to be a vessel for God's love and God's might and God's awesomeness and amazingness and grace and all these things, right? Like, just there's something I've learned recently. It's whenever you make a decision, if you go to God first, you'll never make the wrong decision. If you go and just pray and ask God, am I doing this right? What should I do? What should I do in this situation, right? If you take a moment and stop and don't make your own decisions, you just go to God. That's what he wants you to do. That's what he wants from you. And you go to God before you make any major decision in a relationship, in your own life, in work, in any of these things, right? Then you will always be better for it and you'll never be lost again in your life. And that's what God's saying right here. If you stop yourself and really just ask God to speak through you, say, God, please help me say the right things. Lord, please help my mouth be your mouth. Please help, just allow me to listen and you speak through me. And every situation, every conversation, it will always be better than you doing it on your own. It'll always have a better outcome and a better result, and you'll always be better for it. So just remember that, guys. Remember that God just wants you to come to him. He wants you to come to him in prayer and just always be passively speaking to him. And he just wants you to know he loves you and he's here for you, right? God at eventide. Heaven's Almoner. Almoner. It may not be your need I'm seeking to supply at a particular moment, but of another through you. So it's crazy. Sometimes I think about, how can God manage so many lives, right? We look around, every single human being on this planet was created by God. They have their futures dictated by God. He has a plan for each one of them, right? And whether they stay on that path or not isn't up to him, but that doesn't mean he hasn't made that path. So think about all the people that are on his path, right? And it's crazy to see how we interact with them. And that's what he's saying right here, is that he might not be providing you something because he might be providing another person something through you, and you just don't even realize it, right? If we're allowed to use people for our dreams, if God's allowed to use other people for our dreams, right, to push us into certain areas that he needs us in, right, then why would the same not be opposite, Why would other people why would we not be used to help other people, right? And it's just crazy to think about. It's crazy to think about how interconnected God is in everyone's lives, that nothing happening is just by chance, or not by God's design, unless we're completely off the path. So just think about how many people God could help through us, how many people God can help us through. Remember what I've told you before. It is empty vessels I fill into open hands, and I place my supply. Too often my followers are so busy clutching their foolish possessions that they have no hands to receive the larger blessings, the needed gifts I'm wanting to pass to them, and through them to others. So when we're always holding on to something that we think is right, we become blind to what is actually right. We become blind to the correct path that God wants us down, what we really should be holding on to, right? Because we already have something. We're good. If we hold on to this, it's familiar, it's nice, it's calm, it's cool. But if you really go in, like the first passage was talking about, if you really go in and every situation saying, God, is this right? God, is this wrong? Then it's going to be so much easier for you to unclench those things that don't matter and be able to become more heavenly, more godly. Help all to see the wonderful life that could open for them, to be heaven's alumner in the work to which I call each follower mine. So when we're always focusing on one task, right, we tunnel vision. It's just so natural, and we close all these other doors that God has opened for us. But if you notice, there's so many times when you stop hyper focusing on something that you want, something that you think is right, and you fall back out of that, you'll see all these other doors open that you didn't even know were there. And that could be one of those doors, could be the correct path that God wants you. And that's why, again, we're saying always talk to God, right? It's like, for example, if you're dating someone and And you have two options. You either invest more of your time into them or more of your time into your work, right? There are two different paths. If you invest more time in your work, if you tunnel vision on your work, but that's not God's plan for you, yeah, you can have something successful, that's the other side, successful down the road, but you might leave behind this person that God put in your life that was meant to be in your life. But then if you take a moment back and you say, maybe I shouldn't go to work today, maybe this isn't important, maybe this promotion doesn't matter, right? And you stop hyper focusing on that, then you can come back and see and gain a perspective of what God really wants to put in your life and what's really best for you. And it could be this person. So that's just a little example, but God, that's all the more reason, guys, to ask God for help, to always pray to God before every decision, before every time you speak, before every thought, right? Always pray to God, because if we just do things on our own volition, then it's never going to be positive. It's never going to be the right thing. It's never going to be the best thing, right? So just remember that. Remember, it's so easy. It's so easy. Like, it's such an easy answer. Just ask God. Ask God. Just ask permission. Like, he's your father. Just be like, God, what's up? Is this good? Are we chilling? No, don't do it. Yes, do it. And I know that I probably get away, but this is what I want. But we have to remember that that's not what God's want. And so if it's not done in God's name, then it's not done in the right way. And it's never going to benefit you. So that's something that I got to get through my head. So I feel like we all got to get through that. We all have expectations, but expectations just breed doubt. The expectations it just creates upsetness, right? When there doesn't need to be any. So just always ask God and you'll never expect anything. You'll always just get everything. Write that down. I love you guys. That is March 13th. And with that, I will say amen.